Hey everybody, TBC here. Short video to bring you today. What we had drop was the Everquest producers letter for July of 2023, laying out what's in store for Everquest for the remainder of the year. But first, before we get into that, I want to give a big shout out to our new and our first channel member at the Champions of Naraf level. Much thanks to you. Your support is really appreciative, and if anybody else is interested to becoming a member on the channel, you can click the link below. Otherwise, if there's any other support you can give, whether it's a like or a comment, it's all very much appreciated. So the Everquest producers letter, what's actually in it and what's in store for Everquest for the remainder of 2023? Well, of course, they always start with a very generic kind of intro. It was very similar to the Everquest 2 one from yesterday, where they talk about some of the charity stuff that they're planning to do and what's going to be kind of on the horizon. So the first thing that they did was the setting up the Extra Life fundraising back in April. In May, we know we had the new UI engine that was released, and we know there's still some issues there and some bugs that are still coming up. I keep having an issue with like windows going on top of each other that I never used to have before, or windows being like completely white, but usually I just kind of reset the UI and it's fine. And of course, Oakwynd launch in June was the regular events that they do for Pride each and every year, as well as this year they made Claws of Vision free for everyone, which was always nice. It made EverQuest a little bit freer. So if anybody else wants to try out content that they haven't seen before without necessarily having to sub, now's your perfect opportunity to do that on live. Now, Cornav sadly will be going away. Cornav was a very kind of a old school TOP server. It was very classic, but it was very slow. It had a super slow XP rate. It was probably one of the least popular ones of the mainstream TOP servers that they've done to date, and that is going to be merged into Vox. So following in the footsteps of Finnegal, it will be going away very soon. Now, other than that, they're making some back-end changes with like the DirectX. This is going to be coming up. Don't know what that really changed. I mean, maybe they're being forced into it, because if anybody has had to install EverQuest, you always have to search out and install a really old version of DirectX. And they're talking about DirectX kind of 11. I mean, that's still 6-7 years old at this point, if not older. So don't really know what that'll change. If anything, like I said, I think they're probably being more forced into it than anything else. And really, that's kind of it. There's like nothing on the horizon for EverQuest, like say this year. We know the team are stretched thin, and we know that there's been a couple of team members who have left, that they haven't quite been replaced, and there are job postings, and even if they do bring people in, well, there's still the training and still getting up to speed and having to learn and design for this kind of game that's really old. It takes time, and I'm sure they're hoping that whoever they bring in is going to be good talent that can hit the ground running, and time will tell. Other than that, really all they did was drop the kind of hint for the next expansion. Now, kind of look back over the last few years, and what did they do? They did 2 years of Kunark expansions. They did 2 years of Velius expansions, where they raved about their ice graphic, which was really nice, but spent a lot of time talking about ice. And then they did 2 years of Lucklin. So, I'm thinking 2 years of Planes of Power, probably. Who knows? But that would be my guess. They seemingly liking to rehash that kind of content, and I'm sure that's what we're going to see. Now, for the hint, what they're talking about is memory. Memory serves me right. This is where I touch on the upcoming expansion. So first mention of time. The team's working on the lore quests and more. And all I can say is for now that things are not always how we remember them. Or are they? So again, another memory kind of history reference, and which is a massive plane of time reference, if ever there was one, that Maybe you went back in time, maybe you're changing things, who knows. I mean, obviously you went through Planes of Power, and then the big reset button was pressed at the end. That's it. That was all of it. That was everything in the producer's ladder. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.